All right, DropCast, DropHat's DropCast, episode one. Let's get into it. I'm Pete, and
Is Mike.
all right. So last Tuesday, Andrew Tate gets indicted for human trafficking and rape. The Tates and two other Romanian women are under house arrest. A judge will decide tomorrow whether to prolong the detention or replace it with a lighter sentence. Under Romanian law, a judge has 60 days to review the case to ensure legality. Now, they're going to probably take every minute of the 60 days, just like they took the 30 days.
The
I
90
think
days.
straight
90 days.
90,
Yeah.
93 days he was kept in jail. And so, yeah, I mean, this kind of begs the question is like, Andrew Tate now he's switching to Islam. He's practicing Islam. And with the womanizing and the drinking and the nefarious activities, one thinks that maybe he can maybe position himself in a better way. He can use his resources, his money, and his influence. I know he's given $2 million to uh, children in the Middle East
Oh, yeah.
who need to be fed. I think it's $2 million uh, to
So
feed these children.
he's feeding kids.
Yeah,
He's not hurting kids.
no, he's helping. I think he helps out generally, but
I think he's a great guy. I think he has flaws. And I think the biggest thing that he needs to look out for is okay, I just a background. I converted in 1999, okay, when I was a 23-year-old. Okay. So when I was back then, I was very influenced by that. And I know a lot of the things you're probably going through. I mean, when I gave up pork. I didn't even think about giving up pork. I never really drank alcohol, so that was easy. Smoking cigarettes and all that stuff. And, I mean, chemically speaking, he needs to go on a fast. I think that's just logical. I just think and that's part of the
this
deen.
whole
That's
yeah,
part of the religion
it's like
is fasting.
this whole thing is kind of like showing him a big lesson. He's in the third cycle of his life. He's a 36-year-old man. He doesn't
Yeah.
have his father
Yeah.
around anymore, which was a big influence for him. He has to be a big brother to his younger brother Tristan,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
seem rock solid together. They seem like they really are. They really like each other, and they want the best for one another. It's just going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with the Tates. I really hope that they just settle this thing. I don't think that they're indicted or that they raped anyone. I don't think that there's any type of human trafficking going on
No.
whatsoever.
But it could be. I don't think it's anything like that. But it's still digital prostitution.
Yeah, he has to understand that. So my advice to Andrew Tate: look into your drinking, look into your excessive spending habits, and the people that you surround yourself with. You have to really, really guard against
Oh, there's no doubt
all
about
these
it.
people.
You got to change probably everything. I mean, the Arabic word in the Quran that's used for piety is taqwa. Taqwa also has a sense of it of protection. You got to protect yourself against certain things. You are under attack,
Hmm.
Andrew Tate, not just because
He knows
demons
it too.
exist
He
within
knows it
people,
too. He
and
knows
so those demons are sent out to attack you.
it. Hmm.
And so, in demon form, demons can enter people's hearts and embody them. And you are facing a few of those. But how do you defeat demons? I mean, in my estimation, if you do Islam, you're going to have to do the fasting, the praying, and the charity. Now, you did like $2 million in Syrian
For
children a
Syrian children,
month,
yeah.
not a
A month,
year.
yeah. That's
This is what he claims. Now,
uh,
even if you did a quarter of that, I'm like, what am I doing in my life?
yeah.
I mean, am I even giving
What
a
are
kid
you
an ice
doing?
cream cone?
And what are you doing in your life?
Yeah,
That all these people that are criticizing
yeah.
other people, it's we criticize people, we criticize ourselves. This is natural, but can you just take a quick time out and go, well, what the heck have you done to help anybody's
It
life?
inspires me to go out and give a kid a glass of water.
Yeah, go. Yeah,
I mean, really, it inspires me to actually be a better person. I just think right now, we are 10 years older than Andrew Tate.
hmm
And so, w- being a very honest people, we're really not impressed with this world and what it has to offer. There's a lot of, we've seen
and
a lot.
also we're Eastern European, so
Yeah.
we have to kind of get this segment done in a couple seconds here. But we're Eastern European. We know how a lot of those people think. There's a lot of jealousy that goes around. They don't like Westerners all that much going into the country. So you really did walk into the mouth of the lion on this one. We both wish you very well. We respect you and your brother Tristan very much. And
Oh, yeah, Godspeed, all that stuff.
that's all we can really say at this point.
I mean, what else could be said? I mean, There's no sense of are we running out of tape here? Let's just cut it.
No,
No,
we
we
got a
got
couple of
okay.
seconds though.
Okay, so listen, there is a way out. I mean, obviously, if you don't intake alcohol, you're not going to be drunk and a drunkard. If you
Hmm.
don't intake women in your life that are false, you're not going to have scandal.
Yeah.
I mean, these are about preventative Taquayan measures, if I
Hmm.
can use that word. And I'm just going to encourage you to think along those lines.
I
You have to
agree.
really protect. Now it's more than ever. You're under attack. You got to
Yeah,
protect
you
and
get
be in
your
safe areas where you can deliver punches. The customato thing.
yeah.
So that's the thing with the protection is that you are protected, you're safe, but you and you alone can deliver punches. And what I would say is don't deliver any punches. Just focus on Syrian children, focus on your health, make sure that everybody around you, you're going to lead to that anyway, dude. If I was your friend, I would just say that you're going to lead to that lifestyle anyway. So
Hmm.
just do it.
Yeah.
You're already doing it, but you're mixing a little oil with water at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, everyone's doing
it's
it, dude, but
typical
you're
of a guy.
transitioning.
It's a typical of a guy his age, around mid 30s. There's things that happen in guys' lives
Yeah. Yep.
that make them go into their 40s with a lot more confidence and a lot less baggage. I think when you have that much money, that much influence, that much power, it can get to your head. I personally liked it when he grew out his beard and he grew out a little bit of his hair. That looked kind of
He
cool.
looked like Kareem
Yeah,
Benzema.
like maybe you should just grow your beard out, Andrew, and just shave your head because
Yeah, just do
you
that.
look badass.
Well, no, I mean he's very built. He's strong.
Strong guy.
He has good structure. He's tall. What is he? 6'2", and he's got good reach. He's got all that stuff, of course. But now it's a time to transition, Mr. Andrew Tate, and it's
Hmm.
a beautiful transition because you entered into Islam willingly.
Yeah.
And what that really says is, any time of conversion, what you're really saying is there is a better way.
Hmm.
So maybe you got one foot in, one foot out. Maybe you're just testing the waters. Or maybe you're doing, I don't know you, dude. I don't know you at all, but maybe you are fully bought in. But I would just say,
Well,
do your best, dude. I mean, you have a path; it's already there. And heck, man, I had to do it
you know
myself.
what?
I
My
got a
my
pure
personal
path,
before we end this segment, Andrew, if you're listening, maybe you should just live in Dubai.
dude. Live in Dubai.
Okay, I'm speaking from a dude that's been in Eastern Europe many times. Okay, there's certain pockets in Eastern Europe, and the more east you go, the less likely they like you as a Westerner. And you're in Romania. That's very east.
But then you go to Dubai, and
Then you
now
go to
you
Dubai. Maybe you could do business with people in Dubai.
got a lot of money.
You can find the woman of your
There's
dreams
mosques. Yeah.
in
Well,
Dubai.
maybe you. I think you already have a wife. I think you have a wife, but I would say that Andrew Tate. Like, I mean, you practice your Islam.
Hmm.
I mean, it's going to take all your strength, just like Jesus said in the Bible. It
And
just
also,
takes
why did you
all
go
of
to
the Bible.
Romania? I heard on many interviews the reason why one of the reasons why you went to Romania is because it's cheap.
And hot
And what
chicks.
was the second? Yeah, hot chicks. What was the second thing you said? Beautiful women, tens everywhere,
Well, why don't you go to Dubai and
and
have the best of both worlds? You'll have holy women and you'll have a lot of money.
they're beautiful. They're nice.
And they're not going to sleep around,
Yeah,
none of this or
there's not
that.
going to be any drinking and any sort of nefarious activity.
And as a man to a man, everybody knows this. You're going to start despising relations with females. You got to guard against that.
Hmm.
Just be good to them. Yeah, I know you're not bad to them. I'm just saying you could be better. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's
You could
very
be better
reasonable.
to everyone, and you don't need those women in your life. You don't need that element in your
You only
life,
need
dude.
one woman. Okay, you have a kid and you have your brother, and that's more than most people freaking have, man.
Yeah,
And then also you have a lot of money and you have a lot of influence. You have a lot of things
yeah,
going
you got
for
a
you,
great amount of things
you
going for
know.
you. I'm very
And
happy for you.
yeah, I'm wishing you well.
Oh
We
yeah,
got to get to the next program,
yeah. So that's
next
the
sort of
I guess the
story.
end of the Andrew Tate thing, but Andrew Tate and
Yeah,
Tristan too.
and Tristan, stay strong. We know that you guys are strong. Uh,
I don't think you did anything nefarious, but I think you did according to the Quran. I mean, I just think you did.
mm.
That could be forgiven and that could be overlooked, and you can work towards sort of purifying it. But
Okay, so yeah,
all
okay,
right,
all right. So anyway, the next story is the 52nd anniversary of James Douglas Morrison passing.
yeah. Well,
So
what's your
the
opinion on it? I'll give you a short opinion on the guy, the best in rock and roll history. I wish I could be more insightful, but let's just analyze Jim Morrison fans. What would life be if his words and his stylings and the way that he presented himself was the prototype of rock and roll.
Hmm.
I mean,
But
he was
he became
sexy, and he had
yeah,
big voice.
he would write songs for the audience. So he would imagine himself
That's true.
singing in front of 15,000
That's
people.
so unique.
What words can I use and how can I present those words in a musical form so 15,000 people can yell back something that I yelled to them. They can echo back.
And that's
Or
how
they can
Moonlight
imagine.
Drive came
Yeah.
about.
That was the first Doors song. James Morrison, of course, James Douglas Morrison. He was born on December 8th, 1943. The day actually that John Lennon was shot, December 8th, which is kind of bizarre. And then he goes to Paris. Some people maybe know about him. A little background: he founded the Doors with Ray Manzarek, Robbie Krieger, and John Densmore in 1965. They released 6 albums, studio albums. The last one being the oh Jesus, the Soft Parade.
The soft parade, but yeah,
And so
with
he
Morrison, they
yeah
had two others
with
without.
yeah,
But
and there's a few others without him because he died so suddenly, and he died in Paris. He died. He wanted to be a writer, and he was a writer. He wanted to be a poet and a philosopher, and he's decided to
see,
move to France because all of his idols lived in France and were French, or were buried in France,
or
and
buried in France,
that's
yeah,
where
in the Champs Elysees or whatever it's called.
Jim Morrison is now buried in France. So
He,
he's he's revered in rock and roll.
yep, as he should be.
He'll always be understood
Love him.
as one of the greats. And
Well, the thing with Jim Morrison that's obviously is he could create music with words. So he took words and put melody to words, and those words had meaning.
mhm,
I mean, he just interwove it. The way that Manzarek and him and Morrison wrote songs was
mhm.
really
It's
special.
something special.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many
Rayman,
people could say, "Hey, do it like this," and then they go, "Okay," and then they do it like that, and then it's perfect harmony.
yeah,
It's
it's like you saw it with
awesome. It's
you saw it
kismet.
with like Dre and Snoop. You saw it with
Yeah,
Pac and Dre. You saw it in different forms of
Paul and
music.
John.
Yeah, Paul and John.
Sure.
You'll have these relationships that it's just uncanny. You can't quite understand why it works, but it just works, and just keep going with it
Yeah.
because you can't tamper with chemistry. It's either you love the girl or you don't love the girl. It's either you love the color of your car or you don't love the color of your car. There's always just a fork in the road with love. When you love something or you like something or something functions, it's probably not a good idea to
Yeah.
go around and try to figure out every little last nuance why it's this way, why it's that way. It's good enough that you have it and just keep going with it. And
Yeah.
that's what the Doors had for me. They're one of my favorite bands.
Oh,
I love
period.
them. I love the Beatles. I love a lot of other bands, Kiss and
I
a
think
couple
the
of those other
Doors are
bands.
the most unique.
But they're from California, and they just sound like California to me. They sound like California in the mid '60s. They're probably most definitely one of my favorite acts. And so
Yeah.
he died, 52 years ago. There's a lot of controversy surrounding Jim Morrison's death. Um, he probably died a day or two before, and he
Yeah.
stuck him in an ice bath.
You stuck them
And
in a bath full of ice.
yeah,
That's a common. I OD'd on drugs, and then what they did was they got extra ice because he was a corpse at that point,
yeah,
and they didn't know what to do.
they were
She didn't know
freaking.
what to do. She
Yeah,
freaked
they were
out
freaking out.
Pamela. I don't blame her at all.
Mm,
I think that's what happened, but I don't blame her at all for that. I mean, you were partying, he was partying.
partying. You guys took it too
Just like
far.
say if you do Russian roulette, you're like, oh, how you, huh? And he found a loaded chamber, and that's
Yeah.
how drugs go. And he found a loaded bag full of stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. He's been doing. We all know that Jim Morrison is a cocktail guy, so he's gonna mix chemicals,
Mm.
6, 7, 8, 20 of them.
Well, he was known to do anything that was given to him. So somebody off the street can give him a pill, give him what looks like a drug, and
Yeah,
he'll just straight up put it
that's
in.
what he did in Amsterdam. Just
Yeah,
and
yeah, and it's like all the alcohol was obviously not doing him any good. But James Douglas Morrison, a fantastic front man, a beautiful person, died at the age of he was part of the 27 Club.
yeah,
So we honor
27.
him today, and
He was
not
born
much
in a
else to
great
say.
year, 1940. Those war years. There's something about those war babies.
Yeah.
That they just have it. They have both. I mean, he was. Eh, Jim Morrison, you are missed.
Yeah.
But boy, you gave a lot of great stuff when you were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Well, I
that.
guess
Is that
before
this is the end of the first podcast,
yeah,
Peter?
this is
That's
the end of the
awesome.
first podcast. We wanted to just make ourselves known. Once again, I'm Peter,
Mike.
and we're Drop Hat. So click like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. You can share it too if you want,
Please share it.
and comment. Why not?
Hey, our just to tell you, Drop Hat is about bringing appreciation to people's lives. And not no slack talk, no bad talk, nothing like that. Just giving people as much as you can. You see those coins in the hat? You see you drop coins in hats because you deliver value. And that's what we want to do is deliver value. Okay.
Alrighty.
That's all I got to say.
Okay, cool.